Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Friday's Read Aloud and Play. If you don't already know me, my name is Miss Ashley, and I am the Youth Services Assistant here at the Madison County Public Library. This week's theme is going to be all about dragons, because if you didn't know, our summer theme this summer is Imagine Your Story, so it's all about fantasy. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing fun fantasy themes like imagination and unicorns and all kinds of fun fantasy things. So hopefully you all will tune in with me every Friday to see those. And of course, we have different things going on throughout the week in Berea and in Richmond, and they're all at 10 o'clock on our Facebook page. But we're going to get started with what I like to do at the beginning of every story time, or read aloud and play in this case. And I like to ask a question. So today's question is going to be, if you had a pet dragon, like maybe Hiccup in How to Train Your Dragon, what would you name your dragon? I haven't really thought of it much. I don't know what I would name my dragon. Maybe Toasty or something cute like that. Maybe something that would fit the little dragon on the screen there. But you might want to be thinking about what you would name your dragon if you had a pet dragon. And if you want to, you can leave it in the comments what name you came up with. So we're going to do a dragon story time or read aloud and play today. But we're going to start with our bread and butter rhyme. So you're going to pat either your lap or the table in front of you and clap. And we're going to do that in a pattern. And we're going to say hello fast and slow and loud and quiet. Let's see if we can do this. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as fast as we can. Hello. Nice and speedy. Now we're gonna slow it way down. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as slow as we can. Hello. Very good. And later we're going to have a rhyme where we have a fast dragon and a slow dragon. So look forward to that. Now we're going to do it loud and quiet. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loud as we can. Hello! Very good. Now we're going to quiet it way down. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quiet as we can. Hello. Very good. Hopefully that woke you all up this morning. It's always good to get moving in the morning. And now we're going to do our sign of the day. So if you don't already know, sign language is a way to communicate with your hands instead of with your voice. And a lot of people use it to communicate. So for today, we're going to learn the sign for dragon, which is really fun because it looks like you're breathing fire. So you can see on the screen here, she's holding her hands in front of her like this and wiggling them out like she's breathing fire. And that's how you say dragon. That's a really fun one. So you can use your imagination to pretend you're breathing fire. Very good. So now we're going to do what, if you were here in person, would be called our parachute songs. But we don't have a parachute today, so we're just going to stand and do it as if we had a parachute. I'm going to crank my screen up here. So for this one, you're going to get your marching feet going. So you're going to move your arms like you're marching, and you can march in place. You can do this sitting as well if you don't feel like standing. But I think it's easier to march when standing. And then the famous Duke of York, whose song we're doing today, is going to be taking his troops all the way up and all the way down. So you can touch your toes for all the way down and stretch way, way up for up. And then I like to do in the middle what I call the zombie walk. So you're going to put your arms straight out in front of you, and you're going to spread them back and forth just like this. It's kind of like you're wiggling in place for the middle. All right, I think we're ready. March, 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 the famous Duke of York. He had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when they're up, they're up. And when they're down, they're down. And when they're only halfway up, they're neither up nor down. Very good. We're going to do it one more time. March, 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 the famous Duke of York. He had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when they're up, they're up. And when they're down, they're down. And when they're only halfway up, they're neither up nor down. Very good, everybody. You all are great marchers. All right. Next, we're going to do what I like to call Jenny Jenkins, our very fun little tongue twistery rhyme. But first, we're going to go over our color signs because it's a big part of the song is colors. So the sign for blue is my absolute favorite because I call it the royal wave. And for this one, you'll tuck your thumb in and you'll shake your hand back and forth like you're doing a royal wave. Very good. And then for green, you're going to take these two fingers, your thumb and your pointer finger. You're going to pinch them together and shake them back and forth. And that's how you say green. And then for red, you can do it two ways. You can use one finger, or if you're feeling very, very fancy, you can cross your two fingers and you stroke your chin just like you're thinking. So you can do it either way. So it's kind of fun. It's like you're being thoughtful. And last but not least, you do the sign for Y, for yellow. You take your thumb and your pinky and you shake them back and forth. It's kind of like you're at a concert and you're doing like a cool rock hand or maybe a surfer. And that's how you say yellow. So our Jenny Jenkins rhyme, like I said, is a tongue twister. So for this one, you can either find the colors in the song around you to touch, or you could use the colors on our screen. We've got the bird, the beans, the sled, the yellow, the jello there. So you can either touch those or find something around you that's that color. So if it's maybe on your shirt or something in the room with you, you can touch that as well. And then when I say to roll, we're gonna roll our arms. So you can roll them this way or above your head or behind your back, however you feel like rolling them. We just wanna get our muscles moving this morning. So this is how it goes. Are we ready? I think we're ready. Will you touch blue? Oh my dear, oh my dear, oh will you touch blue? Jenny Jenkins, I won't touch blue 'cause blue won't do. So I'll buy me a foldy, roldy, tildy, toldy, seek a double, use a cause a roll to find me. Roll, Jenny Jenkins, roll. Next color. And I touched my shirt this time because it's blue today. Now we're gonna do green. Will you touch green? Oh my dear, oh will you touch green? Jenny Jenkins, I won't touch green, it's the color of a bean. So I'll buy me a foldy, roldy, tildy, toldy, seek a double, use a cause a roll to find me. Roll, Jenny Jenkins, roll. Next color, we're gonna do yellow next. Will you touch yellow? Oh my dear, oh will you touch yellow? Jenny Jenkins, I won't touch yellow, it's the color of jello. So I'll buy me a foldy, roldy, tildy, toldy, seek a double, use a cause a roll to find me. Roll, Jenny Jenkins, roll. Last color. Can anybody think what it might be? I think it's red, which is my brother's favorite color. Mine's blue and his is red. Here we go. Will you touch red? Oh my dear, oh will you touch red? Jenny Jenkins, I won't touch red, it's the color of a sled. So I'll buy me a foldy, roldy, tildy, toldy, seek a double, use a cause a roll to find me. Roll, Jenny Jenkins, roll. Yay, good job, everybody. You all are really good at your colors. All right, next we're gonna do the elevator song, and this is one that David actually invented. It's a very fun song. So normally, like I said, we would have a parachute, but today we're just gonna pretend like we have a parachute. So for this song, you sway back and forth, and you can do the seated or standing, whichever is more comfortable, and then we're gonna take our elevator up and down. So you can either stretch way up from a seated position or stand all the way up and touch your toes. So we're gonna take it up and down 3 times. I think we're ready. Oh, the city is great. Oh, the city is grand. There are lots of tall buildings on a little piece of land. We live way up high on the 22nd floor. And this is what we do when we walk in the door. Take the elevator up, take the elevator down. Take the elevator up, take the elevator down. Take the elevator up, take the elevator down. And we all sit down. Very good. And today I decided to actually stand and do it. But like I said, you can do that seated if you want to. It's whatever's comfortable for you. So now we're going to read our first story. And like I said, today's story time, or today's read aloud and play, is all about dragons. You all remember that sign? Dragons. Like for breathing fire. So this book is a counting book called Have You Seen My Dragon? And it's by Steve Light. He wrote the story. So we're going to count all the way to 20, which is a pretty high number, but I think we can do it. So let's see where our little dragon friend gets up to. Have you seen my dragon? No? I will look for him. I think I see his little tail there. Let's see. Look, we have one dragon. And we're gonna get even higher than this. So I think we're ready to do this. Maybe he got hungry and stopped for a hot dog. So here we see 1, 2 hot dogs. 2 hot dogs. Or perhaps he went downtown on the bus. Do we see what color these buses are? It's a very fancy color. It's called purple. It's a mixture of red and blue. It's possible he went for a swim. You know, the weather is starting to get warmer here. It might be fun to go for a swim. Now we're up to 5 water towers. Or he climbed up to get a drink of water. So these store water in them for people to drink. And we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 total water towers on this page. Oop, has my dragon been here to visit the monkeys? Have you all ever been to a zoo? I personally love to go see the penguins. Oh, the panda bears are really cute too. There's lots of cool animals at the zoo. He's visiting the monkeys. We can see him in their cage, acting like he's a fountain. He's very silly. And on this page, we have 6 monkeys. I wonder if you can count them all. Could he be helping the delivery man again? And here we've got 7 boxes, and they're all in blue in this big skyscraper. And do you see him there? It looks like he's helping push the elevator up, just like we did with our elevator song. We took the elevator up and down. The dragon's doing that too. I hope he didn't start a fire with his dragon breath. And here we see 8 bright red, remember red, fire hydrants. Oop, here's my favorite. I will look at the bookstall. My dragon loves to read. And here we have 9 yellow books. I wonder what their book's about. Maybe they're lots of fantasy books, which would be perfect for this summer's theme. But no matter what you like to read, I'm sure you can find a book you love. And now we're up to 10 paint cans because, hello, has my dragon come through here? So we have someone painting the side of this building with a big castle. Dragons and castles go well together, I think. And now we're up to 11 manhole covers. And those are those covers that you'll see on the streets. They kind of hide all the things underneath the streets, like the sewage and all that. Not so fun, but the dragon doesn't mind at all. Where could he be? Down underground, maybe? And these are a little bit harder to see, but they're all the big round shapes. So you can see a whole bunch on top of the streets, and then a whole bunch underneath on all the pipes. So if you have time, you can always pause and count all the manhole covers. Or up high on a rooftop. So the little boy thinks he could be either underground or maybe way up high on a rooftop. Here we see a giant cathedral, which is a fancy word for a big church. And it looks like he's hanging out on one of the big spires of the church. And we've got 12 pigeons on this page. I wonder if we can count them all. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then if you look in the background, there's a real tiny pigeon sitting on one of the rooftops, and he's number 12. He's very hard to see, but if you've got good eyes, you can spot him. I want ice cream. Maybe my dragon wants some too, and maybe it's cotton candy flavored or strawberry flavored. It's nice bright pink ice cream. So here we've got 13 ice cream cones, and everybody's enjoying those. Another fun thing to do on a hot day as the weather is warming up. And now we're at the park. So he says his dragon loves the park, and we've got 14 dogs at the park. I wonder if you can count them all. And there's other animals at the park too. I see birds and squirrels, and there's lots and lots of people playing and hanging out. And hopefully this summer we'll be able to get back to hanging out together at the park. That would be lots of fun. And now we're on to 15 balloons. He especially loves the playground. Maybe he's there. Can we count all these bright red balloons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's a big cluster of them too by the person who's selling them, so that makes it easier to count. Now we've got 16 subway cars. So we don't have those here, but in big cities, they have underground trains called subways, and you can ride those to get from one place to another. Did he go uptown on the subway? And we've got 16 subway cars, and they're in groups of 4. So if you do 4 times, you get 16. And now we have 17 taxis. So he could have either taken the subway or gone across town in a taxi. And those are the bright yellow cars that say taxi on the top. They're another way to get around, either here or in a big city. Now we have 18 bicycles. Some of you might have bicycles that you like to ride around, and they're lots of fun. You get a nice breeze, and it's good exercise too. Where is my dragon? I don't see him on this page. He might be hiding. Oh, there he is, actually. I see him. He's in the corner on that really big bicycle. He's hard to spot on some of these pages. And now we're up to 19 green lights. I've searched everywhere, but wait, there's one more place to look. And I see 19 green lights on this page, and also I see the dragon hiding up in the corner. You can see him kind of peeking out from behind all those green lights. And last but not least, there he is, right where I left him. So he's on top of this really cool pagoda building, and that's the type of architecture that's in this picture. It's either a Chinese or a Japanese style building, and he's hanging out on top of it. And so we have 20 red lanterns, and I think we can count all the way up to 20. So here we go. I'm gonna actually take my physical book, and we can count them all on this page as well. So on this side here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all on one page. And then right over here, we've got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. 20 red lanterns. And as you can tell, I kind of had to squish some of the pages together so they would fit nicely on my PowerPoint. But if you wanted to see this book in kind of its full glory, you can always check it out here at the library. We have a locker system, and I believe we're also going to be starting curbside again soon. So if you'd like to know more, you can always call us or go on our website, and you can put this on hold and check it out and read it yourself. And then you can really see all the pictures in a lot better detail. Very good, everybody. I think that was a fun story and a fun way to count all the way up to 20. So now we're gonna do, oh, I forgot my the end slide with my cute little green dragon. So we're gonna do a rhyme called Two Little Dragons. So we're gonna take our two fingers here and we're gonna pretend that they're tiny little dragons. And you can name them whatever you want, but in this rhyme, they're called Jack and Jill, or in the first rhyme, because we're going to do different verses. So they're going to be called Jack and Jill, and they're going to be sitting on a hill, and we're going to make them fly behind us and then come back one by one. And we're going to do different variations. So we're going to have one named Fast and Slow, and one named Big and Small, and one named Low, and the other named High. So you can name your dragons whatever you'd like in your head. Maybe you can name them whatever you thought of at the beginning of the story time. And then we're gonna do this different rhymes. I think we're ready. Two little dragons sitting on a hill. One named Jack, the other named Jill. Fly away, Jack, fly away, Jill. Come back, Jack, come back, Jill. Very good. Now we're gonna do slow and fast. Two little dragons sitting in the grass. One named Slow and the other named Fast. Fly away, Slow. Fly away, Fast. Come back, Slow. Come back, Fast. Very good. Now we're gonna do big and small. So maybe if you want to do like multiple fingers for big and one finger for small, you can do that however you want to do it. Two little dragons sitting on a wall. One named Big and the other named Small. Fly away, Big. Fly away, Small. Come back, Big. Come back, Small. Very good. Now we're gonna do low and high. So you can make your voice really, really low for low and really, really high for high. Here we go. Two little dragons flying in the sky. One named Low and the other named High. Fly away, Low. Fly away, High. Come back, Low. Come back, High. Very good. And you all can do lots of different variations of that one at home. It's a really fun rhyme that works with almost anything, not just dragons. It can be anything. So you can use your imagination. And now we've got a really fun book called There Was an Old Dragon Who Swallowed a Knight. And you might have heard the story of the little old lady who swallowed a fly. Well, this is a fun fantasy take on that. So instead of an old lady, it's an old dragon. And he's going to be swallowing all kinds of fun things like a squire and a castle and a horse. So we're going to have lots of fun seeing what all this silly dragon swallows. And this is one that you can sing or speak. I'm going to speak it today, but it's kind of a fun song too. There was an old dragon who swallowed a knight. I don't know why he swallowed the knight. It's not polite. So if you wanted to, you could sing this as, there was an old dragon who swallowed a knight. I don't know why he swallowed the knight. It's not polite. So there's multiple ways to read this story. It's very fun. Yeah, I would say it's not very polite to swallow someone, but I guess the dragon, he needs to eat too. And this is what he likes to eat, knights. There was an old dragon who swallowed a steed that galloped around at a terrible speed. Oh, how the dragon wished it would stop, but clippity, 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 clop. I'm kind of doing a half speaking, half singing thing. That's okay. You can sing or read this however you want to. It's a very fun book. So he's kind of regretting swallowing the horse because the horse will not stop clippity-clopping. He swallowed the steed right after the knights. I don't know why he swallowed the knights. It's not polite. So the poor knights, the steed landed right on top of him, and I bet you he's very heavy. So they're both hanging out in the dragon's stomach now. There was an old dragon who swallowed a squire, who hollered, "That's hot!" when the dragon breathed fire. Now remember our sign for dragon? When they breathe fire? So you can pretend you're breathing fire like a dragon. The squire doesn't like it so much, though. He swallowed the squire to calm the steed that galloped around at a terrible speed. He swallowed the steed right after the knight. I don't know why he swallowed the knight. It's not polite. And here we see the horse is still clippity-clopping, clippity-clopping. And if you want, you can make a rhythm on the table or whatever's in front of you and clippity-clop, clippity-clop. Kind of like hooves on the ground. That's a fun thing to do. There was an old dragon who swallowed a cook, a savory cook, and his recipe book. And I see those little frogs he's got in his box are trying to get away because he might have cooked them. I don't know if I'd want to eat frog. That doesn't taste, or doesn't sound like it tastes very good. He swallowed the cook to fatten the squire. He swallowed the squire to calm the steed. They galloped around at a terrible speed. He swallowed the steed right after the knight, but I don't know why he swallowed the knight. It's not polite. There was an old dragon who swallowed a lady. It seems quite shady he'd swallow a lady. So she could be maybe a princess or just a fancy lady who likes to wear pretty dresses. He swallowed the lady to rule the cook. So maybe she is the queen or the princess. He swallowed the cook to fatten the squire. He swallowed the squire to calm the steed that galloped around at a terrible speed. He swallowed the steed right after the knight, but I don't know why he swallowed the knight. It's not polite. There was an old dragon who swallowed a castle, swallowed it down to the last golden tassel. That's a lot of words. It's kind of a tongue twister. So now he's gonna eat the castle. I don't know if that would taste good. It's a bunch of bricks. Now maybe he's just really hungry and not quite thinking about what he's eating. He swallowed the castle to hold the lady. He swallowed the lady to rule the cook. He swallowed the cook to fatten the squire. He swallowed the squire to calm the steed that galloped around at a terrible speed. He swallowed the steed right after the knight. I don't know why he swallowed the knight. It's not polite. I would definitely say it's not polite to swallow people. And now we have the moats. And moat, if you don't know, is a fancy word for a big body of water surrounding a castle or another building to protect it. So it makes it harder for people to get across without a bridge. And sometimes there's even a drawbridge that they'll pull up, and they only put it down when they want someone to cross it. So he's gonna drink the entire moat, maybe to wash down all those people. So there was an old dragon who swallowed a moat, guzzled and gulped it right down his throat. It looks like he guzzled all of the crocodiles or the alligators up too. They were probably guarding the castle. With all of that water, he started to bloat, and that's when the dragon roared, and I quote, "Okay, enough! I've had enough. More than enough of this swallowing stuff. Maybe I've been a tad impolite. Perchance I should only have swallowed the knight? I don't know, I still think it would be rude to swallow the knight, but we'll see. We'll see what happens." So he burped out the moat that it caused him to bloat, and he burped out the castle along with the tassel. He burped out the lady, who found that quite shady. He burped out the cook and his recipe book. He burped out the squire, now blackened with fire. Then, with all of the power that he could amass, the dragon burped out one last billow of gas. What a big burp. Are you all ready to do a big fake burp with me? Burp! And maybe it sounds like a roar because he's a dragon, so it's a roaring burp. And with terrible speed, he burped out the steed with a big old roaring burp. Clippity, 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 clop. Clippity, 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 stop. So he finally burped out that horse or that steed, so no more clippity clopping in his stomach. I'm sure he feels better. There was an old dragon who swallowed a night. Just right. Good night. And I love that he's using the sword to pick his teeth. How funny. The night seems okay though. He's got a blanket and he's hanging out. So I guess it's okay, but I still don't think it's very polite to swallow the poor night. And that is the end of the story. And I had to use my favorite picture from the story as the end title. I thought it was funny because pained face with the horse clippity clopping inside his belly. And that's the end of the story, and like with the first one, you can always check this book out using our locker system or even our curbside system. You can either call us or go on our website to find out how we can have that ready for you. It's a very fun book, and it's kind of a variation on the little old lady who swallowed a fly. So today we're going to do the Dragon Pokey. So for this song, we're going to take our feet and make them into claws. We're going to turn our arms into wings. We're going to turn our bottoms into tails and shake our tails. And we're going to put our whole dragon self in and out. So you might have done the regular hokey pokey before. This is the dragon variation. So we're going to make our arms wings. We're going to start with our feet. So you can't see my feet, but I'm going to be using my right foot as a claw and my left foot as a claw. And then my right arm is a right wing. And my left arm is a left wing. And I'm actually probably going to mirror it so that it's easier for you to follow. So my right's going to be my left. All right, I think we're ready. So I'm going to start with my feet. So you're going to put your foot in. You put your right claw in, you take your right claw out, you put your right claw in, and you shake it all about. You do the dragon pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Now we're gonna do left claw. Put your left claw in, you take your left claw out, you put your left claw in, and you shake it all about. You do the dragon pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Now we're gonna do right wing and left wing. And like I said before, I'm gonna be mirroring. So my right's actually going to be my left, but you can do it easier that way. All right, here we go. You put your right wing in, you take your right wing out, you put your right wing in, and you shake it all about. You do the dragon pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Now we're gonna do left wing. Put your left wing in, you take your left wing out, you put your left wing in, and you shake it all about. You do the dragon pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Now we're gonna turn our bottoms into tails and shake our bottoms. So pretend you have a big long tail. You put your tail in, you put your tail out, you put your tail in, and you shake it all about. You do the dragon pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Now we're gonna put our whole selves in so you can jump in and then jump out. All right, I think we're ready. You put your dragon self in, you take your dragon self out, you put your dragon self in, and you shake it all about. You do the dragon pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Yay! Good job, everybody. You guys are great at the hokey pokey or the dragon pokey. And there's lots of fun ways to do the hokey pokey. You can do it really as any animal you want to. So you can just use your imagination. And now for our very last book, we have How to Draw a Dragon. So you might have heard of the movie series or the book series, How to Train Your Dragon. This right here is how to draw your dragon. We're gonna see all the tips and tricks for drawing a dragon. And there's many different ways to draw. So if you feel like drawing a dragon and sharing your picture below, that would be really cool. We'd love to see how your imaginations make different types of dragons. All right. Drawing dragons isn't hard. Drag a dragon to your yard. And look how big that dragon is. It's hard to believe he fits in that little red wagon. Dragons may be large in size. You'll need lots of art supplies. And if you don't know, here at the library, we've been offering take and make crafts every week with art supplies. So if you ever feel like making a cool craft, you can always contact us and sign up. Dragons, when they wake, are grumpy. Can you all show me your grumpy faces? We're gonna do a goodbye rhyme that's grumpy in a little bit. And their heads are rather bumpy. It looks like all of him is pretty bumpy. I don't think I'd like to get woken up either, though. I'm probably grumpy when I first wake up. Soothe your dragon with a song as you draw his teeth so long. I think I'd be nervous to step inside a dragon's mouth with all those sharp teeth. But I guess if the dragon is your friend, it's okay. Careful when you draw each claw. And for this, I'm making my hands claws instead of my feet, but they're kind of like dragon feet. Dragons also love to draw. Maybe they like to draw people like this dragon here is. Draw your dragon's pointed spines using lots of jagged lines. And this book, just like the last book, has a lot of rhymes in it. So those are words that sound similar at the end. Kind of fun to play around with rhyming words. So words like spines and lines. While your dragon's laying eggs, take the time to draw her legs. And here we've got eggs and legs, and those words sound alike, so they're rhyming words. This dragon has laid a lot of different eggs. Dragons have large, knobbly knees, and it rains when dragons sneeze. Could you imagine that? Choo! And then it starts raining everywhere. It might be fun if you had, crops you wanted to grow or flowers you wanted to grow. Maybe if you just wanted to go play in the rain. So it could be handy. While you both ride on your bike, you can draw your dragon's spikes. So he's looking behind him at all the spikes on his dragon while they ride his bike. Such a silly thought to see that big old dragon riding that little bitty bike. Draw your dragon's wings in flight, but don't look down and hold on tight. So can you all make your arms look like big wings, like a dragon? Very good. Maybe you can pretend to be dragons today. It's always fun to make believe. Draw your dragon's bearded chin while he plays the violin. This one's got really cool whiskers and a big bearded chin. Maybe it's made out of spikes. It's kind of silly to see a dragon playing a violin too. But maybe if you play any instruments or know someone who does, that'd be fun to ask about. Draw your dragon's bulging eyes as she's watching dragonflies. So these cool bugs you'll see a lot more in the summer. They're called dragonflies. They have big long bodies and big wings. They're very cool bugs. Dragon fire has reds and yellows, and it's good to toast marshmallows. I think it would be good to have a dragon friend to make s'mores with, because I could just toast your marshmallows for you. And remember, just like the sign for dragon, we can pretend we're breathing fire. Very good. Time for dragons now to fly. Can you all pretend you're flying? And give a hug to your dragon. And say goodbye. All those dragons had to go. How sad. But on the next page we see that your drawing's in a show. So all that hard work, all those cool dragons that everybody drew, all that work they put in, now it's on show in an art gallery and people are looking at their drawings. So maybe you've done this either at school or through other events or even at home. You've had your drawings put on display. You can be really proud of them and show them off. And that's always a fun thing to do with your art. And that's the very end of the story, which I think means that you can draw however you want to do and use your imagination. So we really hope if you do draw a dragon, you'll put it in the comments below so we can see what you drew and what you named your dragon, because I really want to know what everybody came up with as their dragon names. But of course, like we do at the end of every Read Aloud and Play, we're going to do our bread and butter rhyme. So thank you all for being such great listeners today. We're going to do sad and happy and mad and silly. And maybe for my silly today, I'll act like I'm a dragon, because I like to change it up every week with how silly I can be. Here we go. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as sad as we can. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you next week, though. Now we're going to do it happy. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as happy as we can. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good weekend. Now we're going to do it mad and silly. And I like to say mad or grumpy, whichever word you want to use. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as mad as we can, or as grumpy as we can. Goodbye. And last but not least, we're going to do it silly. So you can do silly however you want, but today I'm going to be a dragon. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as silly as we can. Rawr, goodbye! I'm a big old mean dragon, or maybe I'm a friendly dragon, but I'm a dragon today. You all can pretend to be dragons too. So thank you all so much again. We'll be back again on Tuesday with our Berea friends. They're going to be doing their own music and movement session. And then Wednesday, we'll be back with David, who's going to be doing his Read Aloud and Play. And then Thursday with our Berea friends. And then next Friday, you'll of course see me again. And we're going to keep this schedule going until we reopen for our normal programs. So we'll hope to see you there. And I hope you all have a very wonderful weekend. Goodbye.